coming home, I'm coming home. That is a song being sung by the stranded astronauts who are finally returning to this planet. Suni Williams and Butch Wilmore were supposed to be in space for just a week. That turned into months and months and months, 9 of them, in fact. Luckily for them, a SpaceX capsule called Dragon picked them up, and now they're headed back to Earth. Here is footage of the SpaceX crew, 10 members entering the space station. The capsule is expected to land sometime this evening. Of course, tech titan Elon Musk owns SpaceX.
The astronauts are going to space in a Boeing Starliner. The problem was that the Starliner had issues with gas leaks and its propulsion system, so it had to return to Earth without the 2 astronauts in September.
2 other astronauts are also coming home on the SpaceX Dragon. This 4 astronauts are part of what's called the Crew 9 mission. The Crew 9 capsule launched in September, but Williams and Wilmore were already up there.
The Dragon spacecraft is currently in orbit and is gradually descending to Earth.
At around 5 p.m., the final phase, which is called re-entry, will begin. It's considered the most dangerous part of the journey since the speed at which the aircraft is traveling can cause a communication blackout and heats the craft to more than 3,500 degrees, according to CNN. Once that's out of the way, the Dragon will deploy 2 parachutes to slow it down as they descend into the ocean. Turning Point USA founder Charlie Kirk wrote on X, "Ignore all the noise about Elon Musk and look at what he and his team just did. While the Democrats are burning down Tesla's dealerships, SpaceX just saved these 2 astronauts who Joe Biden left stranded." And I do agree that, whatever you think of Elon Musk's impact over our politics, I know you're not a major fan. What he has achieved in the business world, particularly with SpaceX, is amazing and is a good thing. And, not only getting these astronauts back, but just the future of, I want us to be a multiplanetary species, Marianne. I want a moon colony. I want to go to Mars.
You went from interplanetary to the United States colonizing, but
well, there's nobody there to colonize, Marianne. It's not the moon inhabitants don't. It's not imperialism. There's nobody there to take it from.
I don't want our warfare mentality, not just the United States, but humanity's warfare mentality to be extended to space. But let's talk about these astronauts first of all.
And then we're going to circle back to that.
Thanks and kudos, all praise, thanks and kudos to Elon Musk on this one. But let's also remember, because there's a thing in Yiddish called Kanahora, that they're not here yet. Let's all pray that re-entry is safe. That's very dangerous. It's not happened yet, and I think at this moment, all Americans, let's just pray that re-entry is safe and that those astronauts get home safe.
Certainly. Imperial warfare mindset?
Well, there's a Space Force now because we are taking this mentality of competition. The only way we can assume that the human race has a reasonable chance of survival for another 100 years is if we begin to change the basic paradigm from competition to collaboration, whether it has to do with AI, whether it has to do with nuclear capacity, whether it has to do with the environment. We must shift our thinking as a human species. And so now we're even taking to space this idea of what China gets, what Russia gets, what the United States gets. And it would be so beautiful for us to develop a consciousness that this is something that humanity is doing. And I know you think that that's just, so cute and romantic, but I think it's the only sustainable and survivable option for the human race.
I would say that innovation requires both...
healthy competition.
Yes, it requires both collaboration and competition.
But when they're talking about putting weapons in space, they're not coming from innovation, they're coming from competition.
Well, that shouldn't stop us from going to space. I mean, the bad thing about colonization and imperialism is that there were already people in the places that got colonized and they all got killed. There's nobody on the moon and nobody on Mars, we don't think.
Some of them we don't know.
I mean, I love Ray Bradbury as much as anyone else, but there's no one to take it from. It is undiscovered.
We don't know yet.
And that should be... We should have agreements with other countries. We should work in collaboration with them. The competition part should be, who can design the best and most expedient and most safe and efficient gadget to help us do that. And that's, yes, healthy competition and collaboration should be the way forward so that we do survive another 100 years, another 1,000 years, another however many years.
At this point, I'm worried about 50 years from now, so let's get on it.
Let's get on to Mars. That's the plan. That's my plan. That does it for us today on Rising. Please be sure to like, share, and subscribe so you never miss any content. And for those of you who like to listen while on the go or now available anywhere, you can find podcasts. Thanks so much for tuning in. Marianne and I will be back tomorrow. We will see you then.
you.